The dollar is once again under pressure. In fact, the dollar index has weakened to its lowest level of the year. Let's go to our markets desk. John Ehrlichman is tracking the currency markets. John?
Good morning, Allison. And one of the reasons we like to look at the dollar index is because it gives us a taste of the demand for the dollar against a basket of currencies. In fact, we've seen weakness in the dollar against those other currencies in 8 of the last 12 sessions. You mentioned that today, once again, there's been an appetite for stocks if we look overseas. And while the FTSE has come off its best levels, it is basically looking at 12 straight days of advances overall. So there's that stock story and the inverse relationship between the dollar and stocks, and more of these signs of economic improvement. For example, here in the U.S. yesterday, the new home sales data. Later today, we'll get the Case-Shiller, and that has brought down some of that dollar appetite overall. So we're talking about the dollar index story, and what about the strength for the euro against the dollar? I want to show you a chart which takes us back to June as well, when we got up to the 143 level. Don't forget, back then, that's when everybody was talking about a new reserve currency for the world. Well, we came off that level, but since then we've been climbing back up to 143. I will note, Allison, however, that if you look at some of the more recent currency forecasts from different firms, we are actually seeing some suggestions that by the end of this quarter, we will see some weakness in the euro against the dollar from these current levels. Comments from Deutsche Bank, Commerce Bank, and CIBC suggesting that.
And meantime, John, Australia's dollar continues to gain ground against the greenback.
Absolutely. And you think about these commodity currencies. We got some comments from the central bank governor in Australia suggesting perhaps that economy in better shape than what was thought. And indeed, we are seeing the Aussie dollar at its best level or in terms of strength against the greenback for the year. And certainly, if you think about some of those expectations for exports improving, countries like Australia that are heavily dependent on commodities getting a currency boost. Back to you.
Okay, John Ehrlichman from our markets desk.